Greetings and welcome to Die Dragon Die presents The Titan's Gift, Season 4, Episode 6. I am your DM and host, Marty, joined by the three-quarters of the Seattle crew. How is everyone doing on this fine Tuesday?
Howdy. Pretty
Hey,
good.
Two Tuesdays in a row, guys. This is awesome.
Yeah, this is like a
Hey, that's impressive.
record
Yeah.
for 2023 for us.
We're in like July.
How's
I'm
it
doing
going?
better than Matt.
Yeah, I picked up a little bit of the old COVID, so
Wow.
yep, I'm doing about as well as can be expected on that front. So haven't lost my smell or taste. Yeah, so I'm gonna probably make some real progress on my weight loss goals.
Take advantage of it while you can.
There you go.
Well, good to have
I
you.
joke now. Yeah, but yeah, it's not great.
That's how I felt about when I got gout.
Oh yeah.
I
It was
forgot
like,
you
oh,
had
well, I
gout.
can't eat that. I can't eat that. I can't eat that. I can't eat that. I guess I might as well just go on a diet. Because that's functionally what it was.
Your Civil War disease.
Yeah, right?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, things are going fine.
Nice. I think things are going good here. Not much has changed since last week. Yeah, just enjoying summer. It's been nice. Been doing plant stuff outside. That whole thing. Keeping my trees watered. I've got some soaker hoses going. I know how much
Nice.
Marty loves to hear about yard
Gardening?
activities.
No, what?
Yeah.
It's like he cast a spell on me. Weird.
Yard work
Yeah.
and pets
Yeah.
are the two things that'll just knock him out.
Yeah.
Yard work, yeah.
But yeah, things are good over here.
Yeah, you'll probably at some point see me randomly sleeving stuff at my desk because one, it's cathartic, and two, I need to sleeve my elf deck that I'm working on. So I've been playing
Nerd.
Magic still. Yeah, I know, right? Other than that, man, not too much. Hasn't been super crazy over here. Still playing Final Fantasy. My wife's been the one who's has been taking quite a bit of it, actually. She's been doing all the boss fights and stuff, and I've been kind of hanging out and enjoying the story
Oh, nice.
while I do random like deck building stuff. So it's been good.
Is it 4 CDs long this time?
No.
As in the old days?
I will be perfectly honest. I don't think we bought the disc. I think we just downloaded it.
Yeah.
So
Who
I have
buys
no
discs?
idea how much space it would take up.
I just remember
I don't buy discs anymore. I only download stuff.
I mean, you have discs, and then they make you do updates anyway, so it's just like...
Yeah,
why
day one
bother?
patches are brutal.
Yeah, I've been playing Franchise Hockey Manager 9. It's just crack.
Crack.
Tables
Hell yeah.
and simulations. It's numbers. Whee! Let's see. My parents suggested that I watch a TV show. It's kind of a crime. It's sort of like Ozark. It's called Animal Kingdom. So I started watching that one. It's about a bunch of very haphazard criminal family, and it's weird. So I've been watching that one. It's not my usual type of thing, but and then analog tech for the house here. We bought a kegerator, a 2-tap kegerator.
Nice.
I need to tweak it a bunch because it's like the starter model, and it's weirdly not cold throughout the entirety of the inside of the box. It's like colder at the bottom than it is at the top, so I need to buy a fan and do some stuff to insulate the tower, and so there's a bunch of like little tweaks and things that need to be done. So
You just fixing the power problem we were having, though? You were...
Yeah, I've been. It's been clicking. It hasn't been clicking as much lately.
Nice.
I can't remember if I put a surge in between it or not, and that might have done it, but I haven't seen the surges as much.
Nice.
Anyways, we've gone through our first 2 kegs this summer, so tomorrow we gotta go and
Ooh.
get the next.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You've already gone through 2 kegs that you said?
Yep.
How big are these kegs?
A 20 liter and a 30 liter.
Good job.
But there's about
But that's over the course of like
a
months
month
now,
and a
right?
half.
Yeah.
So that's
quite a few people
that's
over.
including my dad and his company using it. We had
okay.
Adam and well, Ahmed doesn't drink, but Adam and Mark came over and we drank, probably 4 days in a row, a beer here and there every time
Hell yeah.
comes over. Like, so yeah, we've gone through 2 kegs.
Nice.
What you're
At
saying
least it's
is you're getting
used.
your money's worth. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it hasn't paid for itself yet, but eventually it will. Yeah.
It's an investment in your future,
Sure,
you know?
yeah, in the future liver. It's about $1. It's a little bit less than $1 a pint, which is much less than what beer costs in Canada. Beer is very expensive compared to the States because of our lovely government taxes, and monopoly on beer. The store and the liquor store. Those are the 2 places you get it.
They have like a beer tax?
Yep.
Wow.
So when I moved to the States in, what was it, 2006, I went to the grocery store. I think only in Quebec, maybe in a few places we have beer in grocery stores, but I went to the grocery store and saw beer $1 a bottle and thought it was on sale. I loaded my cart up like it was like I was saving tons of money, like this would never happen again. And the cashier asked me, like, "Are you having a party?" I'm like, "No, it's on sale." She's like, "No, that's not the sale price." And so there was like a cultural disconnect. Anyways.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
That's a sitcom comedy scene, dude.
Yeah, it is. It is. Young Marky seeing beer's practically free.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
It was good. No, we've been enjoying that. It's really nice to have your favorite beer on tap, cold. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it on my side. Why don't we do a recap of what happened last game? Last game is called Snicker Snack Attack. The Jerks Emeritus find a traumatized Esri and look for a place to rest. Thurgus exposes the party to a highly magical dust while smashing up an alchemy lab. Zephyros conjures a magnificent mansion. Thurgus seeks the wisdom of the automated fortune teller. Each of the Jerks Emeritus experience wonderful or terrible dreams while entering a deeper dreaming state, with the exception of Thurgus, who, with the power of his god, resisted going to sleep, but instead received visions of perhaps his god in the past when he was a mortal, and then later a titan of apocalypse. In the deeper dream, in conjunction with the magical dust, there's a profound impact on each of the Jerks. Armed with the Dark Star, a Vorpal Blade, the party confronts the mighty Jabberwock and basically defeated and deflated it, cutting off one of its limbs, and the way into the observatory outside of the garden is now free of peril, at least from what you see. The 2 cowardly bushes that somehow the professor's illusion had created are just jabbering away about every motion. Apparently they can't see, so any sound or motion seems to set them off.
While it's still running, since it's a rounds per level spell I cast before we walked in here, I will walk the young scholar Henry shadow figment to that door and take a peek in before it falls.
Good idea. Perhaps while our spells are still running, we should go and check things out.
Indeed.
We'll say it takes a round for you guys to kind of just gather up, and then the next round you're entering into another area. I'm going to collect your tokens. Neil's not here because he's traveling, so we're going to say Zephyros is guarding the rear with Makranam.
I will. The real Henry will stay pretty far back, and the Figment Henry will be forward.
Thurgus just barrels forward. He's literally flying at 60 feet plus 30 feet from haste as a what was his buff? He's got Righteous Might up, so he's just this big ass stuffed teddy bear charging, dual wielding 2 great swords. One of them is whispering. I would say sweet nothings, but they're really just like sweet madness. And the other one is dripping this crystallized blood, and he just barrels
All
forward.
right. Esri does slip in. She was confused. Is that what was going on?
Yeah, she had a confusion effect cast
Okay,
on her
so she's attacking bushes
rounds.
and drooling and meowing strangely in the bushes for a few rounds. The professor's image gets pushed into the room. Thurgus comes charging in to the observatory. Just ignore the figure that is standing there that I just realized there's one.
Yeah.
We will go
There's one at the top of the stairs, too.
I'll follow behind Thurgus. About 10 feet behind.
Oh yeah, there's a dude at the top of the stairs. Okay. Inside is a wondrous and elaborate-looking astrolabe, and then or an astrolabe, and then a ocular device that looks like it's looking upon a field of clouds and a beautiful sky above. It appears that every few blinks or so there is a change of day to night and night to day.
The figment will keep moving, and we'll go up the stairs and look through the telescope.
Okay. Thurgus, what are you doing as you charge in? The blade one blade screaming, the other one bleeding.
I'm just going to kind of do one of those, like, swoop straight up and ascend.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and stay within about... I'm going to keep, like, 30 feet away from most of the walls and try and use my Death Watch goggles to sort of see if there's, like, constructs or undead or anything that might give me, like, a ping of, like, life.
Yep.
And sort of do... using sense motive perception sort of thing. Basically, every move is like 90 feet, and then he takes an action to kind of like look around, and then he dashes somewhere else, and he takes an action to look around. So
what's Pharisee doing?
I'm going to start investigating the astrolabe.
Okay.
Let's see if I can figure out what it's a model of.
Come on. Trying to roll perception here. There we go. All right. Pharisee, give me a knowledge planes as the astrolabe is spinning.
You got it. Oh, that's right. It's moving pretty quick.
Yep.
My knowledge planes is pretty good, though. We've still got some buffs up. Knowledge planes plus 31, if I'm not mistaken. Let me do a quick double check. Yeah, it seems right. 10 more than that, so 32.
You don't recognize any of the patterns or the planetoids that are moving around what you suspect is maybe a sun. This might be some astrolabe of a prime material world, and not of the pearls.
Perhaps the Lord of the Dread Realm, this is where he's from.
It's a really good guess. And Pharisee got a
32.
32? Yeah.
Level 1. Yeah.
The motion of the spheres doesn't make sense for pearls.
Okay.
And then the professor got an 18. You're having a hard time focusing the observer, and then with every flash from It's almost like there's 4 flashes. It's like dawn, midday, dusk, midnight. You seem to be blinding yourself, and your image isn't able to, I don't think, manipulate objects, right? So it's very blurry, and you're kind of like dazzling your eyes. You're muted.
Can I cast a unseen servant to help a guy out?
Sure. So you're standing at the doorway, Bukerbeck.
What a
Can I cast
fabulous and
it?
strange place this is.
At this point in time, and Thurgus is hunting around for enemies that don't appear to be there. We're going to call this a round of your spells have gone down. So if you're trying to conserve your round per levels, it is now 5 rounds since the beginning of the combat.
Okay. I will say through the telepathic bond, maybe we should look around and make sure there's nothing else to smash before our spells run down.
I think the next villain is likely once we find the key.
What do you
Perhaps
think I'm
we can
doing,
find more.
Professor?
And Thurgus has just been looking in stuff, trying to find somebody.
He's just looking for shit to smash.
Yep. So he's been looking underneath these alcoves and flying over, looking out the windows. He checks this door. This door leads to a hall, which looks like a bunch of jumbles of parts and furniture that might be for this contraption, and then it just might be old furniture from various ballrooms, and perhaps somebody comes and hides here. You see like a child's fort made up of some of the it's
Like a blanket fort?
yeah, like a blanket fort. There's a lot of cobwebs along the corners. You are in the dream realm, so it's not a well-defined room. It's you push over some of the and you're not really seeing much of anything or anyone here. The professor now has an unseen servant that he's conjured that is helping him do what?
Manipulate the telescope.
Okay, give me a knowledge arcana or an architecture engineering roll.
I do not have engineering architecture. But knowledge arcana I've got. And I think we have some kind of buffs running. Let me just double check that.
We've got a good hope up still. That'll give you +2.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably it. Let me just take a glance what else he's got. Good hope. Yep, that's it. Okay.
Bukerbeck has moved to this bottom, this door on the bottom level, on the main level, and he's like trying to peer through a keyhole, and he checks the door, and it appears to be locked.
56 on knowledge arcana.
All right, so the unseen servant is following your commands, and you are able to focus the device. You are looking at a blue sky. Nope. You're looking at a darkened sky. Nope. You're looking at a star-filled sky. Give me a perception check, and then another moment later, you're now looking at like a light-filled sky. The light's coming from the other direction, from dusk.
Not perception.
You can add +4 because you've made the thing in focus.
And +2 from good hope. 18.
Okay, you see a bunch of stars.
Does the astrolabe have any controls?
It does not. No.
Okay. I am going to go over to Bukerbeck and see if the keyhole in the door looks like it might match the key when we find the last piece.
Give me a second.
I'm just going to split my masks.
Can you repeat that, Matt? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm going to go over and look at the door with Bukerbeck and see if the keyhole looks like it would match the shape of the key.
Yeah, in fact, there's a slight silverish glow that is the same glow that is coming off of the pieces of the key. What is more concerning is that there seems to be this echoey and very deep sounds of torment or horrible dreams happening in the basement. Nightmares, if you will.
Some terrible nightmares beyond there, but this is the door that key is for.
You get a concerned look from Bukerbeck. He definitely heard it and it seems to be wary of the door. Thurgus, you're searching through all this junk. Give me a perception check.
Nat 20 for 50.
Ooh. Son.
Let's bring...
I found a blanket. It looks like my blanket. I note the blanket.
Sure. You're like blanket for it. I had a favorite blanket. Isn't that the blanket? Didn't you lose a blanket?
I got it back.
You got it back?
Yeah, and it was when I defeated the alchemists and got some revenge and laid my blood brethren to rest. It sort of awakened a little bit, and that was the first step towards Thurgus having the ability to get big. Now it's
don't
kind
you
of
wear
like
it as a cape?
He wears it more like a skirt.
Hmm.
It's kind of like more like a kilt kind of thing.
It's not an item on your sheet, right?
It is. Let me pull it up really
Thurgus
fast.
Slotless Blood Blanket Stage 1.
Yeah. It no longer has the primary effect, though. It only has the secondary and the special.
Nice. You see a piece of your blanket.
Oh, I wonder what this is for. And I'll get underneath the fort.
Okay.
Just like look at it and like take in the fact that like it's not lost on Thurgus that he just had a vision of like a blood-filled sky, and now being under the little blanket, he's like huddled up, like hunching. He's probably laying on the ground, to be honest, with just his head underneath.
You swear that you've made this fort before with your own blanket, and there's even some of the little stick figures that you used to make fight each other, kind of strewn around the earthen ground. You're in the Beastlands. The furniture is turned to trees, and you're having like a waking vision of your past.
I'll look around and just kind of take it in. It feels like it's been years, even though it's been, I don't know, maybe a year since I was there. Just kind of look around, and I'll play with little stick figures.
Okay.
One of them I always pictured as my dad.
All right. You notice that your dad and a bunch of other Ursine warriors are facing this really massive bear. And the bear seems to be winning. You don't necessarily recall this incarnation of your play, but who really remembers every single time,
Sure.
they played with toys when they were a kid?
Does it feel like the blood bear, or does it feel like a different, like just crazy giant bear?
What it feels like is you now know that there are two sides to your god. One which was civilized and wants to protect, and then the other was that blood-crazed monster stalking the field and killing anything and everything that came across its path. You have a feeling that that bear is the other part of your god.
Do they win, or do they like subdue it and fight it off?
No, you're worried with the way
Scare
that
away.
this looked like is that it's going to eat everything. Thurgus now has the sense that there might be something threatening your people in the Beastlands.
Do I feel like I can interact with the vision?
Well,
Can I charge it and try and scare it away, or
okay, so
or am I just watching?
No, you're getting this feeling from just seeing the stick figures and the way they were arranged in your little fort.
Oh, okay.
That you've now crawled under, and you're looking at your toys.
Got it. And so there's like a big bear toy.
A
That's like
big
separate
bear,
from the
and you're
stick.
like, this bear would be the size of a dragon if it were to scale.
I'm gonna pick him up.
Okay. Yeah, you get this horrible sensation of a dragon-sized bear roaring and clawing and going berserk.
I'm gonna do everything that I can to just hold it and like not necessarily overwhelm that feeling, but just endure it and just see if I can not, take a knee as sort of an internalization of like, how much can I endure this threat? And I'm just going to try and stare down this toy and relive that memory.
Okay, give me a will save, because you're now getting visions of a very, very savage thing that is butchering people.
Is it mind affecting?
Yes.
Or fear?
It is a fear-based mind-affecting effect. The bear is giving you a bone-crunching bear hug, while at the same time it's my audio just did the click again. I don't know if I've got you guys or not.
Your mic sounds
Still here.
different all of a sudden.
Yep. Let me just stop the recording and fix that.